I've always been a big fan of gray vetiver. The price tag is a little high, and that's one of the biggest downsides. We'll talk about that in a minute, but let's talk about the smell of this thing. This thing is super clean, doesn't really sway away from the whole gray vetiver DNA. It's really true to the whole gray vetiver approach. It's clean, it's sophisticated, it's got that earthy vetiver kind of tone to it. And the best way I could really put this one is a deeper, richer version of it. It has a little bit of a leathery feel to it. Initial opening, I shared this with my girlfriend. She used to do like horse stuff when she was younger and throughout her teenage years and stuff. So she's familiar with that leathery smell, and she told me that this smells like a new pair of cowboy boots, like a new pair of leathery cowboy boots. As for the notes, the only notes listed are vetiver, saffron, and orange blossom. So there's not a whole lot going on with the note breakdown, but from what I get from it, I do get a little bit of a leathery feel. The saffron is really coming through. It's very pleasant, and the orange blossom is providing a nice floral, kind of citrus kind of vibe to it. It's really quite pleasant. And then obviously the vetiver in here provides it a very woody denseness that is just super elegant and super classy. I pick up the same kind of vetiver, the clean, the crisp vetiver. This one really has that gray vetiver, that vibe, really down to a T. This thing is a little earthy, and I feel like it's much more earthy than the original Tom Ford gray vetiver, of course. It just has that little bit extra wow factor, that leathery feel. I wasn't too impressed with the performance on this. It's definitely a parfum concentration, so it lays a little bit closer to the skin. But when you're out and about and the wind hits you just right, it does carry the scent pretty nicely. I think of a professional guy. Anything that you did with gray vetiver, the original, is exactly what you can do with this one. Really doesn't do anything different. It just adds a little bit more denseness. I find that there's a touch of a leathery nuance in here. It's creamy, it's sophisticated, and I was getting a little bit of a citrusy vibe when the air was, swirling around me. I was picking up a lot of citrusy aspects. When I first sprayed it on last night, I just did my first impressions last night off camera, but I sprayed it on and I was taken back about the earthiness. There's a lot of earthy aspects to this one. Longevity is all right. I sprayed it on like 5 times this morning at 8 a.m. or so, and it's around 3:30 right now recording this. And it was wearing off. So I did refresh it here on camera, and that's gonna carry me into the evening, and I have to work all night. So those sprays will last me into the evening. Anyway, the longevity is not too good. It's not too bad. It's right in the middle, I feel. I think it's a good, solid work scent. The biggest downside to this whole thing is the price tag. Tom Ford is a designer brand. I look up to Tom Ford. Tom Ford is such an inspiration to me, but for the price tag of these fragrances, they're getting out of hand. I understand that they need to make a profit, but so what would I rate Tom Ford Gray Vetiver Parfum? I'd probably rate it around a 6 or 7 out of 10. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because I'm really enjoying it right now, but it does fall in that 6 to 7 out of 10 because the price tag is absolutely extreme. And it all boils down to this is a very professional work scent. So if you're a professional guy and you have extra money to spend, it's a great tax write-off. Have you guys tried Tom Ford Gray Vetiver Parfum? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. And what do you think about these prices going up? It's absolutely ridiculous. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time.